Welcome back to Blind Reading with Hungry Harmony. Today's read, Bride of Discord, Chapter 11, The Advice. The next day, Discord felt a disturbance in the force field and teleported to the front to see what was causing it. Knocking furiously on the invisible dome was Zecora. I don't remember this. Oh, that's right, he exclaimed. I gave you an all-access pass. Zecora shouted something. Discord cupped his ear. What? She pounded angrily on the wall. Draconequist chuckled. Oh, right. He snapped his fingers and the hole appeared in the wall, allowing Zecora to slip through. Thank you, she muttered. So what brings you here, neighbor? Discord asked cheerfully. Come to borrow a cup of sugar? A cup of sugar materialized in his paw. Thank you, but the reason I came by was not for sugar, but for Fluttershy. He twiddled his fingers. Oh, I simply want to talk. Perhaps take a walk? Must you speak in rhyme every single time? Oh, great, now you got me doing it. Though nervously, how do you manage that? Do you rehearse in the morning? There's no way you could be improvising all of that. It's impressive, but... Zecora cleared her throat. Fluttershy? Oh yes, she is in the garden. I've been following your advice, you see. I made her a garden, brought all her animal friends, and she hugged me afterwards. He sighed. You wouldn't believe how great things have been going. We're even friends. She said so herself. It's not quite what I expected, but it means I'm one step closer to marrying the wonderful, beautiful... A laugh from the zebra reminded him of her presence. He blushed as he rubbed the back of his neck. Thinking quickly, he snapped his fingers and teleported them to the garden. The Pegasus was feeding the ducks. Fluttershy! Discord called. She turned her head. You have a visitor! She blinked in confusion. Huh? Discord stepped aside to reveal the zebra. Even though she and Zecora were not that close, Fluttershy was thrilled to see a familiar face and rushed to embrace her. But I don't understand, she said as she pulled away. I thought I wasn't allowed any visitors. Well, Discord said slowly as he tried to come up with an excuse, Zecora is an exception, after all. There's no harm in being neighborly. I'll leave you two alone, then. After he had vanished, Zecora smiled at Fluttershy. I'm glad to see that you are well, my dear, but I'm afraid it is concern of your friends that I have brought me here. The Pegasus gasped. Are they all right? They worry for you, and I will admit I did too. And this is why you must tell. Does Discord treat you well? You'd be surprised at how kind he's been. She gestured to their surroundings. Look at what he's done. Zecora amused. I told you he was not as bad, but tell me, does he make you glad? Oh yes, you were right. So far I have been happy. Except... She looked down at her hair falling over her eye. Zecora lifted her chin up. What is troubling you, dear? What makes you unhappy here? Well, she stammered, I miss my friends. He won't let me visit them, she sighed. I appreciate everything he's done to make me comfortable, but... She gazed up at the sky. Sometimes I feel like I'm still his prisoner. There's also the fact that he... She trailed off, Zecora raised an eyebrow. What? Fluttershy glanced up at her. You won't tell any pony? My lips are sealed. Your secret won't be revealed. I love Zecora's rhyming. I love it. She breathed. I think he's in love with me. Wait, that's the secret? Wait, what? Oh, like that. Okay, I kind of got off guard because I'm like, yeah, Discord wants to make Fluttershy her queen, but at the same time, I thought, of course, he was already in love, but this is this is a deeper... Okay, I'm caught up now. Good job, head. Figuring it out while reading. Okay. Get a little bit confused, but I'm getting it. Okay, continue reading. She waited for Zecora's reaction, but she did not look that least surprised. This confused her, but Fluttershy had to get all of this off her chest, and she hoped Discord was not listening. Every night, he asks me if I love him. Do you? She hesitated. I always say no. We made a deal. I will not marry him until I say yes. I thought it was just a game at first, but he's been so gentle. And every time I say no, he looks hurt. And the way he touches me, It doesn't upset me. But I... As she trailed off, Zecora grinned. It is as I said. It is as I had said. A yearn for love is what has led to Discord taking a bride. This he tries to hide. She gulped. I suppose I could love him if he wasn't so possessive of me. She looked at the zebra in desperation. You understand, my friends can't know about this. They have enough to worry about. Just tell them I'm alright, and that I'm not married yet. That I will do, so they may not worry for you. But now I must be off, as there is a pony with a terrible cough. Oh no. Oh goodness. Well, I won't keep you from your customers. I just wish you had more company. I understand. Though you live comfortably, and Discord makes it so, you wish for your friends to show? She said nothing for a while, so Zecora took her cue to leave and nearly fell off the edge of the garden. I could just imagine that happening. It's like, bye, Fluttershy, and go, whoa! Okay, I almost fell off there. And that's the last we heard of Zecora. I'm just going, long stream. Oh. I'm joking, that's terrible. Whoops. He said, forgot to tell you about that. He snapped his fingers and teleported them to the ground. He knelt down and whispered to her. Did she say anything about me? She smirked. I'm not at liberty to say. Now I must be on my way. Come on. Can't you at least tell me if she likes me? At least, do you think she does? She sighed. These things take time, dear Chronicless. The advice I give you is this. Love is a splendid thing to feel, and the only time will reveal whether it is meant to be. If you truly love something, set it free. Okay, as the zebra trotted through the forest, Discord pulled at his mane. Oh, more riddles. Now he knew how he had made the ponies feel in the labyrinth. There you go. Also, if my memory is correct, this wasn't in the audio drama, this scene. Unless I'm completely stoned, but I thought Fluttershy didn't have... Or in the audio drama, I remember Fluttershy did not have any pony accompanying her or seeing her until her friends were the first ones to show up. So, I'm still a little concerned, like, wait, when... I think this is a difference. So this is interesting. I did not know about this, which kind of... Now I feel like Discord makes sense why later on in this series that Discord does what he does at the end. So I'm now really excited and curious. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. Sorry. Discord watched from his usual hiding place in the tree as Fluttershy continued to feed the animals. Although he could finish the job with a snap of his fingers, he simply enjoyed watching her animal magnetism at work. Okay. She was trying to convince Angel to eat a carrot. Come on, Angel, she begged softly. Just one little bite. The rabbit shook his head violently. How about a teeny nibble? He shook his head again and kicked the carrot away. Fluttershy glared at him and then opened her eyes as wide as she could, giving him that stare of hers. Angel was intimidated by it and swallowed his carrot whole. Amazing, Discord murmured. To think that such a pony with no magic at her disposal could possess such a power, especially one so seemingly innocent. While that stare scared most creatures, it attracted this one. This small chaotic quality of hers fascinated him, as did everything else about her. He was so close to winning his queen, he just had to step up his game. Come on, what can I do for her? Flowers? Chocolates? How about you stop spying on me? Discord shrieked in surprise, causing him to fall out of the tree. He looked up to see across Fluttershy. Exactly how much privacy do I actually get? Oh, this... Exactly how much privacy do I actually get? The Chronicless laughed nervously. Well, have you got nothing better to do with your time? No. Well, I'd rather be spending my time with you. Then why didn't you say so? You see, he groaned. I got nothing. He waited for her scolding or whining or even the stare, but she laughed instead. He looked up at her in confusion. You're not mad about me invading your privacy? Mad? She said, Discord, this isn't the first time I've caught you. It's a little disconcerting. It's a little disconcerting, but I'm not mad. Besides, now that you're in the clear, you can help me feed the animals. No problem. He stood up and readied his fingers, but Fluttershy flew up and pressed her hooves against his paw, shaking her head. I want you to feed them from your paw. He blinked. You mean, walk right up to them and expect them not to run away? To accept food from me? He threw up his hands. No offense, my dear, but count me out. Wouldn't you at least give it a try? I don't know if you noticed, but I'm not one with nature like you. Those things will run away at the sight of me. They're smart enough to do so. He glanced at her as she placed some acorns in his paw. Well, I think it's time we change that, don't you? She pointed towards the group of squirrels. Discord stared at her, then at the acorns, then at the squirrels, and then at her again. She gestured toward the animals again, sternly narrowing her eyes. He sighed. Oh, all right. The things he did for this pony. Sighing again, he advanced towards the squirrels. All right, you little rascals. Lunchtime! The squirrel squeaked as he knelt down to them, and then raced into the hole in a tree. Discord glanced back at Fluttershy. What did I tell you? She giggled as she glided to his side. You need to be gentler. She took some of the acorns from his paw. Here, watch me. You know I will, he thought as she floated to the tree. Shh, she whispered. It's okay. At the sound of her voice, the squirrels poked their heads out. There's nothing to be scared of. Discord's not going to hurt you. She then set the acorns down at the tree's base and stepped back. In a few seconds, the squirrels climbed down and stuffed the acorns into their mouths. Some small squirrels then appeared and tried to get acorns themselves, but could not get to the pile. Fluttershy then nodded towards Discord and gestured for him to kneel down. He shook his head. She narrowed her eyes and pointed her hoof commandingly at the squirrels. He shook his head again instantly. Fluttershy gritted her teeth and stuck her hoof in the back of his shoulders, urging him to kneel. He shook his head once more, this time violently. I just imagine no, don't make me. Oh, please don't. He muttered. She then faced him, shooting those big, glassy, blue-green eyes at him. Unlike her stare, this look affected him tremendously. He grunted and knelt down to the squirrels, causing Fluttershy to smile. The squirrels stiffed at the sight of him, but did not run away immediately. He stuck out his paws, showing them the acorns inside. They stared at the treats and then at him. Discord rolled his eyes. They're not poisoned, if that's what you're thinking. It's like the same thing he said at Fluttershy when he first fed her. Fluttershy put her hoof on his paw and gently pushed downward, signaling for him to set the acorns on the ground. He did so, and the squirrels took them and fled. There, Discord stated bluntly. I fed them. May I go now? Oh, no you don't, mister, Fluttershy insisted. There are plenty more animals there that need feeding. He stamped his goat hoof. Oh, come on, can't I just snap my fingers? It will make the job easier. No magic. You have to learn to be kind to the animals. I'm the Lord of Chaos. I don't have to be kind to anything. Please, Discord? Why should I? He trailed off as she tenderly took his paw and stared at him with those pleading eyes. For me? Oh my gosh, yes. Oh, those eyes, he grunted. Oh, fine, but you owe me for this. She grinned and gave him a handful of birdseed and pointed towards the flock of birds pecking at the ground. This is like a Beauty and the Beast moment. I love it. Ah, Beast and Belle. Discord and Fluttershy. I love it. Ah. Discord gulped and made his attempt. They flew further away with every step he took toward them. He was about to give up when Fluttershy flew down to him and took a small amount of the seed out of this paw and onto the ground in front of him. One bird pecked at the seed curiously and then flew into Discord's hands to get the rest. The Draconicus widened his eyes and looked at the Pegasus. See? Oh, see? She said, all you have to do is show them that they can trust you. He glanced down as more birds hopped into his hands. Well, they shouldn't. I could squash them with one clap of my hands, you know.
But you wouldn't do that.
And why wouldn't I?
Because if you do, I'll never speak to you again.
Oh my gosh, like drop the mic. This caused him to shout. What? His outburst frightened the birds off of him, and he dropped what was left of the birdseed. Now you see here, Pegasus, you can't boss Discord around like this. I make the rules around here. Are you trying to make a fool out of me? He paused as one of the birds returned and landed on his head. Get off of me! He bellowed, scaring it away. Fluttershy laughed, which made Discord soften up a bit. He then reflected on what had just happened and started laughing himself. I looked ridiculous, didn't I? She shook her head.
No, it was cute.
He blinked at her. Cute?
Does that offend you?
No, it's just that... He glanced down at his feet. No ponies called me cute before. He would never admit this aloud, but he kind of liked it. That is so weird, but at the same time, aww, Beauty and the Beast moment. As she forced him to feed the rest of the animals, Discord was begging to question his pride. Here he was, offering food to fluffy creatures, all to please one measly pony. Had he really gone from being the Lord of Chaos to a sappy pushover? You're not a pushover. Wow, egoistic, I think. These thoughts running through his head and the fluffy critters pawing at him made him want to explode. But one glance at the Pegasus' sweet, beautiful face calmed him down every time. When they finished, Fluttershy gave Discord a hug, which literally tied his stomach into knots. He had to suddenly snap his tail feathers to untie them.
Thank you, Discord,
she said.
You were a big help.
She started to pull away, but he wrapped his arms around her and held her a while longer. Fluttershy blinked up at him.
Can you you can let go of me now, Discord. Discord?
Oh, right. He reluctantly released her. But first, my dear, you have to pay up. She tilted her head.
Pay up?
He crossed his arms. You forced me into feeding those creatures. Now you have to do something for me. She stared at him and then shrugged.
I suppose that's fair. What do you want me to do?
Okay, this kind of freaked me out, because, Discord can ask her to marry her, so I hope that's not the case. Oh dear. Discord thought for a moment and then smiled smugly at her. Would you sing for me, my dear? Sorry, there was no my dear, but I added that in. Sorry. Fluttershy stiffed her wings, folding up as she collapsed to the ground.
Sing?
He coiled himself around her. I simply love the sound of your voice.
Oh, but I can't sing.
Don't be ridiculous, he ran his claw under her chin. You were magnificent at the gala. That was so weird how I said that.
But not while you're watching.
Come now, my dear, it's only me. He tilted her head towards him. Just this once, I'll never ask you again. She looked away, her hair falling over her eye.
I'm not prepared.
Don't talk, he said, putting a finger to her lips. Sing.
But what song should I?
Sing.
I really don't.
You owe me. Fluttershy gulped as he leaned toward her. There's nothing for you to be nervous, Fluttershy. I won't laugh at you. She inhaled deeply and began to sing. Okay, now this song I know.
Hush now, quiet now, it's time to lay your sleepy head. Hush now, quiet now, it's time to go to bed.
Discord interrupted. Don't sing a lullaby, it makes me sleepy. Dang it, wait, I don't know any of the song.
Sorry, but I'm not sure what to...
Sing that song you sang at the gala. That was rather good. Gulping once more, she sang again. She was startled when backup vocals came from nowhere. She turned to see the birds singing actual words. Okay, she became even more confused. I'm confused when music started playing. She looked at Discord, who gave her a wink. Aww. At least he's giving her some, support. As she continued to sing, Fluttershy became more confident. Discord watched in awe, his ears taking in that melodious, I do not know how to say it, melodious voice of hers. He could not understand why a sound like that could be so alluring to him. In fact, he could not understand why everything about this pony allured him. Before him stood what he thought to be the embodiment of perfection, not to mention one of the elements of harmony. Aside from that stare, she had nothing to do with chaos. Maybe that is why he found her so interesting. Because there were chaotic features such as that waiting to be uncovered. That, and the fact that she was nothing like him in character. During the instrumental, Discord made a bold move and tapped Fluttershy on the shoulder. He held out his claw. After staring at it for a while, she slowly took it. He lifted her hoof over her head and swirled her around. He then pulled her in and led the dance. This was not in the audio drama. Oh my gosh. Fluttershy thought back to when he had done this at the Grand Galloping Gala. That dance had been forceful, and while this one moved at a similar pace, it was gentler. She felt like they were dancing on air, which was actually true, since they were hovering above the ground. As the birds sang the bridge, Discord twirled her faster, and Fluttershy was getting so dizzy that even though there was nothing to trip her, she stumbled. Discord caught her in a dip, just as the birds had sung.
Can any pony find me?
Then everything was silent. She opened her eyes, meeting his, and absent-mindedly finished the line.
Some pony to love.
The music started up again, and the birds continued.
Find me some pony to love.
Actually, I still don't know how the song goes. I didn't look it up. Stupid me. Okay. The two were locked in each other's gaze for a long while until Discord slowly brought her up to his eye level. He gently brushed her mane back till he get a better look at her face. Before either of them knew it, the distance between them was decreasing as he pulled her nearer to him, and they closed their eyes. Wait, what? Their lips were only inches away when Fluttershy opened her eyes again and realized what was happening. She gently pushed his face away and laughed awkwardly. Discord opened his eyes and gave an equally embarrassed laugh.
Well,
Fluttershy removed his hands from her body and held them out in front of her.
Are we, even...
Huh? Oh yeah! That was... He met her eyes again. Lovely. They stared at each other awkwardly for a while until Fluttershy looked down and rubbed her arm.
I, have to go to the bathroom.
Okay, that was random. Okay. Discord watched her fly away and sighed sadly. That night he did not bother asking the question. This was not in the audio drama. I didn't even know this even happened. Oh my gosh, this was amazing. And I started to almost freak out when that part, like, wait, where is it? That the two were locked in each other's gaze for a long while, and the Discord slowly brought her up to his eye. Like, their lips were inches away. I thought, like, wait, were they going to? Nope. But, oh my gosh, it was so close. And I'm like, that's too soon. So I'm kind of glad Fluttershy pulled away. So, okay, well, thank you guys for listening to my read, and please stay tuned for the next blind reading. That'll be chapter 12. Getting closer, guys. Oh, I can't wait to read the next chapter. Well, thank you guys for watching. Hungry Harmony, out. Friendship is magic.